So the magician is this very profound symbol within the realm of archetypes. He represents transformation, knowledge, and the ability to channel energy into creation and change. This archetype can be found across various cultures and mythologies and time periods. He often embodies this role of the wise guide, the healer, and the innovator. The magician is associated with the ability to harness this unseen force that underpins reality or the world, using his wisdom and skill to create change and influence the people around him. Magicians are often seen as alchemists, sages, and visionaries who transcend the normal limitations that we all have and tap into this unseen, somehow, mystery of the universe. They really symbolize the power of transformation, connection to the subtle realms of existence, and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. In terms of core attributes and specific character traits, first and foremost, wisdom and knowledge is really the defining characteristic of the magician. Magicians are seekers of truth and wisdom, delving deeply into the mysteries of the universe to gain insight and understanding. They have a deeply curious mind that really leads them towards lifelong learning, introspection, and contemplation. They expose themselves to diverse perspectives and experiences because they somehow intuit that it's only through a very, very open mind that one can ever access the truth. And they understand that learning is actually about perspective taking. That if we're ever to really understand and map out reality in a comprehensive way, we need to be able to put ourselves into all manner of different perspectives, just like we would take off and put on different clothes. They don't get rigidly stuck in their belief system, their worldview, their dogmatic ideology. They're much more open-minded than that because they see that wisdom is really a gradual process of attuning themselves towards the highest values. And that's really like the hallmark of wisdom, is being able to separate the high from the low and not getting stuck or not getting confused thinking that the lower values are actually the most important values. A wise person has a sense of what is the correct thing and what is the incorrect thing. What is the right path? What is the wrong path? What is the higher path? What is the lower path? And the magician embodies that in the way that he approaches life. The magician sees knowledge as power. So it's through their pursuit of knowledge that they gradually uncover very profound secrets and the mysteries that underpin life, reality, and the universe. And it's really this which sets them apart from ordinary people. And the majority of people, let's say. They're often scholars, philosophers, and spiritual leaders who seek to illuminate the world and other people with their knowledge. The next characteristic is transformation and change. So at the heart of the magician archetype is the ability to transform, to create change in themselves and in the world. The magician is a character who is somehow constantly evolving and integrating new information, and he's expanding his mind constantly in the pursuit of understanding reality. And in this way, he possesses an almost alchemical capacity a paranormal capacity of sorts. In the spiritual traditions, these are known as siddhis, paranormal powers that great yogis and sages and saints were able to achieve by applying themselves to profound, dedicated practice over long periods of time. They gradually uncover these abilities which actually just appear like magic to those who are uninitiated. And in order to actually understand this, one needs to progress beyond materialism, beyond rationality, and the current sort of scientific, materialistic paradigm that we live in, which kind of seeks to reduce everything down to atoms and molecules and things that can be measured, put in a test tube or deconstructed in a lab. The magician is able to see beyond this stage of development and doesn't think that this is the absolute truth. He's able to access trans-rational states of consciousness in which he goes beyond rationality. He's deeply intuitive. He sees synchronicities in the world, and he understands their profound significance. And really, the magician understands that the way that we relate and interact with reality shapes our reality. And in understanding that, the magician learns how to manipulate the forces of nature, turning potential into reality through their actions and through their very powerful intentions that they set. The next quality is innovation and creativity. So magicians really think outside the box, and they are very comfortable challenging conventions and norms that usually keep others very stuck, very limited and closed-minded. The magician is able to flick all of that aside and somehow go against the grain. So for this reason, magicians are outliers within humanity that somehow exist at the edge of the bell curve. Most people are here in this. The magicians are at the fringe. So they display what is the opposite of the herd mentality. If everyone is doing this, the magician will find a completely different direction to go, almost just by principle, because the magician does not conform to groupthink. They go against the status quo, but with wisdom, when the situation demands, because of a higher order of purpose, rationality, logic, intuition, intelligence. So they're not rigid. The magician isn't bound by rules, social conventions, dogma, tradition, ideology. And they bring new ideas and perspectives, using their creativity to solve the problems that they face in life in very creative and even genius-like ways. They're able to synthesize information very quickly, adding it to their somehow vast repertoire of knowledge. And then they use that deeply innovative mind capacity to inspire others and to achieve their goals. The next quality of the magician is spiritual insight. So the magician archetype often embodies spiritual insight and enlightenment. Magicians are connected to higher consciousness, and they strive to elevate their own understanding as well as those of the people around them, guiding them on a path of spiritual growth. So from this perspective, the magician embodies the highest wisdom. He's able to penetrate through the illusory nature of reality to access the highest truth. To put that in a more simple way of explaining it, he understands that reality is like an infinite mind, the mind of God. And he is just playing this character within the great game of creation. So he doesn't get stuck and overly fixated on his egoic identity. He's able to transcend that and see the bigger picture of reality. That reality is in fact one infinite mind. And he is just a node within that mind. Now that's a very deep topic to go into, which I'm not going to go unbox too much here, but that's the truth, which you can discover for yourself. And the magician is a man who, or a being who intuits that and understands that and is questing towards that, which is the most profound realizations that we can have.